In this tutorial, I will show you the steps to create and produce your very first own CD. My name is AMES. I'm a completely unsuccessful musician, and in my tutorials I concentrate on the non-musical stuff of our beloved hobby or profession and show you things that you might need apart from your music to become successful.
Unterm Fenster, Gespenster der Vergangenheit holen sie ein und auch er kann nicht der sein, der er sein will. Emotional Overkill. Vergessen zu erwählen, vergessen zu erzählen.
You are a musical artist, you have some songs that you maybe play live or have posted online on Insta, YouTube or SoundCloud or even Spotify and the likes. Perfect. But you think, wouldn't it be nice to have something tangible too? It's nice to tell people, please stream my music, but having merch, like a t-shirt or a CD, is a very nice extra where your audience can support you and they have something that they can show. Yes, there are a ton of services that let you produce CDs. You just submit your files and the cover art and they send you back a box of CD a week or a month later. But they usually charge you quite a lot of money for a single CD. And second, the service require a minimum order size, 50 or 100 items upwards. And the less you order, the more expensive the single item will turn out. That's why I thought of going through the whole production process myself. This allows me two things. I have just enough copies to see if selling my music flies. Will people buy it or will it be a dud? And it is really cheap. I'll break down the costs at the end of the video, what one CD costs me. This is not about making big bucks. It is about having your fan base something to offer and maybe give away the CD for free for friends, family, promoters and fans. Before we start, two disclaimers. One, I am no lawyer, but make sure that the music you are publishing on your CD belongs to you, that you have all the rights to it, and that you are allowed to then sell it through whatever channel you would like to sell it, whether it's busking on the street or in your own shop. The second disclaimer is make sure that you are aware of possible tax implications. When you sell something, usually in my home country, Germany, we have 19% VAT, Mehrwertsteuer, that you need to put on top of all the prices and then hand it over at the end of the month to the taxman. So make sure that you're on the legal side to it. What do we need to get going to make our own CD that not only sounds good, but also looks good? First, a CD burner. Maybe you have an old computer lying around that still has a burner slot inside, or check out the home office of your parents, or invest into a simple USB CD DVD burner. It should set you back 20 to 30 euros or US dollars. Second, a CD burner software. If you are an Apple Mac user, you have the Music app on your computer, so you are set to burn. On Windows or Linux, you have to find a burner program. In Windows, it is usually hidden somewhere in the Windows Explorer. Or maybe you got a program for free with your CD burner purchase. And Linux, well, I know nothing about Linux, but I bet there are a million burner applications. Important is they need to be able to burn audio CDs. Regular data CDs will not do that. But I assume most programs can do this. Then you need a printer, a color or black and white printer that allows you to print on heavier paper. My example prints on 200 gram per square meter paper. That is paper that already feels like light carton. Usually the specs of your printer can give you the answer, or you just try it out. Alternatively, you can go to a printing shop with your cover and label art and print it out there. It will be probably slightly more expensive. Then you need the aforementioned carton paper. Search your favorite e-tailer for the 200 gram per square meter paper. They come in 100 or 200 sheet sizes. In my case, in A4. Wherever you live in the world, it might come in a different size. You need eventually blank CDs. They are called CDRs. I use Sony and Verbatim CDRs. I bought initially a 30 pack. If you are optimistic, go for a 50 or 100. Then you need label stickers for the CDs. This is a more aesthetical decision. You might get by without one, then you just have a blank white CD. I decided to have also a label on the CD and makes it look more professional. Well, and now of course you need the songs. I did nothing special. The very same files I used for my DistroKid publishing to Spotify and Apple Music, I reused for my CD. One thing you have to consider is the amount of music you can put onto a CD, which is around 80 minutes. So make sure that you have your song selection fitting that limit for 80 minutes. In my case, it was easy. It's 4 songs plus 2 bonus tracks, which came to a total runtime of about 25 minutes. If you're adding the time numbers up, the running time numbers up, you also need to consider 2 seconds pause between the different tracks. So if you have 10 tracks, you get, 18 minutes of pauses in between the tracks, which you have to add to the runtime. Let's make the CD first. I connect the USB burner device to my Mac. Each burner program works differently. In my Apple case, it's easy. I create a playlist. I add the song to the playlist. One tip though, take care of the metadata of your songs. Some burner programs take the album title, artist name, song title, and numbers of the tracks and embed it on the CD. So if you then play the CD on a player, like in a car, chances are good that the information will be displayed. So take care of it before you press the burn button. In our case, we are ready to go. I start the burner procedure. I add the blank CD into the burner when the software says so. And off we go. And 2 minutes later, we are done. Okay, we have the CD burned. What you now need to do is find as many CD players as you can. Go to your parents' home, look into your car, maybe there's one hidden you haven't used for 10 years, and test the CD if it runs properly, if there are no skips, if it runs from the first track to the end of the last track, and so on. What is shown on the display, test it, just to make sure that there are no bad surprises for your customers that then purchase the CDs. Let's come to the cover art. Cover art creation is usually several steps. The artwork, the layout, printing, cutting, gluing, ready. Too fast? Let's go step by step. Artwork. Well, you need something nice and square. Be creative. If you are good on a computer, get creative on the computer. If you are the physical type, do a real life cover and take a photograph of it. Here's one example from one of my singles for a real life cover. Paper snippets, a piece of felt on my dining tabletop, and I was done. In my CD example, I had help from a generative AI and had it create the artwork based on my instructions and a graphical style example. The CD is titled Shh leise, that means shh, quiet in German, and I had the AI create a lot of things that make a lot of noise. The layout. In the end, we need a CD cover that has a front side and a back side and everything glued together so that you can slide the CD into it. You can get templates for these sort of layouts on the internet. Here's one I found for my purpose. You then import it into your layout program. In my case, I use Affinity Designer for my graphical stuff. Bought it ages ago for my cover art after Photoshop became too expensive. But simpler programs will do too. Pages from Apple, PowerPoint will work as well. Here you see my final result. Front side and back side, text and another nice graphic of my name and another pixel graphic, the glue marks and the cutting marks. Then you print it out. Print it out on the carton paper, maybe do test runs on regular paper, that's cheaper, to see whether the dimensions fit. My layout program Affinity has a sizing option while printing. I know that PowerPoint has this too. In my case, I needed to set the sizing to exactly 100%, and it gave perfect results. The printing sleeve fits perfectly. Then you cut it out, take care of your fingers. Then you fold it and glue it. I usually help the folds with a pen to really make them folded. Not too much glue. We don't want to have glue on the inside of the sleeve. Depending on the drying time of your glue, you might need to put something heavy onto it. And we have a cover. To make our CD really look professional, I decided to use sticker labels. You can buy these in packs of 10 to 20. There are 2 label stickers per page. Again, we download a fitting layout template, usually from the manufacturer's website of the label stickers. We import it again into our graphic program and we create the layout. And here's my result. And I cloned it to the second sticker area and print it out. And voila, we have a label. Sticking it onto the CD is a bit tricky. If you are doing it wrong, you not only ruin the sticker, but also the CD. I needed 3 attempts to make the process work reliably. And this is what the final result looks like. Well, if everything worked for you, then try a small, production process. So set yourself a goal of, let's say, 5 pieces you want to create first, and then print out 5 covers, 5 CD labels, and burn 5 CDs, and then assemble it, and just to make sure that you can repeat it without spending too much time on it. And here it is, the final result, my first own produced CD. So far, as I'm an unsuccessful musician, I have sold only 1 piece, and I gifted another one to a colleague of mine because he helped me on a gig. Well, but let's see in the future if I'm displaying it at my concerts, at the open stages I go to, or when I'm busking. So let's see how it's doing out there in the field. The price of this CD will be €5. I decided on this slightly lower price because there are only 6 songs on it, and those are 6 more quiet songs, not my typical banger songs. So I thought €10 for 6 songs is too much. If I were to produce a long player, then I probably charge 10 to 15 euros for the CD. I promised you a cost overview. What is the cost I have per CD? Here's the breakdown. The blank CD costs me 26 cents per CD. I bought 50 blanks in a pack, so that's why it's that cheap. The label sticker, almost as expensive as the blank CD itself, 23 cents. I had bought 50 labels, that's on 25 sticking sheets for around 11 euros. So that brings it to that pretty high price. The printer cost for cover layout is 10 cents. I use a Hewlett Packard subscription service, which costs me around 10 cents per print. Then it's the printing of the actually CD label. So that's another print, but it's only 5 cents because I print 2 sticking labels in one print. Then we have the paper, the carton paper, which comes down to 9 cents per page. The burner software comes for free in my case, so I didn't need to buy anything. And the CD burner hardware, in my case, was also for free because I had a USB burner in one of my drawers for ages now, which I reactivated and which still worked for me. So this is the breakdown, and it comes down to, ta-ta, 73 cents per CD, which I think is pretty acceptable. It's not about making big bucks, but it's all about having something to present. And the good thing is, with just 73 cents per unit, you are able to set the price really easily, somewhere between 3 and 10 euros, depending on how much you want to charge and how much you want to be supported by your fans if they buy the CD, which gives you a nice flexibility on the pricing range. The CD is done and ready to be sold. I hope you liked this tutorial. My name is AMES. I'm the Unsuccessful Artist. If you like the video, like it on YouTube and maybe subscribe to my channel. And it would be great if you listen to my music, of course, but that's no must. See you next time. Hope you stay along for the ride. Take care.